Good evening, Chris Lee and Graham Doty of Southeastern 16 here for SEC baseball reaction on a Monday elimination night. Graham, this has been one of the most interesting weekends of baseball I ever remember, maybe the most interesting. But my goodness, it has been carnage for the SEC, other than Tennessee, which beat Wake Forest tonight and threw in the process Liam Doyle. Don't have my mic connected. Let's get that corrected.
There we go. But Tennessee came through, held a lead, had some tense moments early. Ole Miss had a miraculous comeback, fell one run short to Murray State, 12-11. And if you're not watching Baton Rouge, this is must-see TV right now. Little Rock is leading LSU 5-1 in the third inning. LSU does have a little bit of traffic. A man on first for Garrick Fry. Or not Garrick Fry. That's Mississippi State's Fry.
Is it Bear? Who is it? 16. And they just got a base hit.
Okay, you're ahead of me then. Anyway, been a long weekend. Ethan Fry, that's who it is. I went blank on his name. Anyway, Little Rock has already chased Zach Cowan. Kason Evans came in, was not sharp off the jump. And my goodness, we are in for an interesting night in Baton Rouge.
We really are. By the way, they just showed a graphic on the broadcast of all the pitchers that Little Rock has pitched this weekend or delivered pitches. They got a couple of arms that they can go to if they absolutely need it. So I'll be curious to see how they handle it. Klein is one of them. Klein has thrown under 50 pitches.
Okay.
So he, like in the OVC tournament, like he pitched the championship game and he went like 8 or 9 innings. I think he went 9 if I remember off the top of my head. And like he was a big reason why they won the whole thing.
Okay. Goodness gracious.
The guy they got on the mound right now didn't fire one pitch in the OVC tournament.
Man. I've never seen anything like these last 4 days.
I haven't either. Like, you could have given me a million guesses, and I never would have thought teams like Little Rock, other teams like this would be like in the mix. And I mean in the mix. And like Little Rock with a 4-run lead in a winner take all game. Just I've never like ever, as long as I've been following, I've never seen anything like this.
No.
It's not just like 1 or 2 SEC teams. I mean, it feels like it's more than half.
Yeah, I'm almost, and I know people are going to have fun with the SEC, and the SEC was overrated, and maybe it was, but I'm telling you, look at the draft forecast, everything. The league is loaded with talent. And if anything felt like a sure thing, I mean, the SEC's record in postseason lately, in case you haven't noticed, has been pretty good, particularly in getting to Omaha and winning the whole thing there. I don't know what to make of any of this. Do you?
I don't either. I don't know if it's just like a 1-year thing.
Yeah.
Or if this is going to be like a new trend going forward.
Yeah. I mean, again, of all the times for this to happen, it makes less sense right now than ever. The only thing that I can figure is just maybe have some older guys at lower levels that aren't as big of pro prospects and have just got nothing to lose.
That, and they've been together longer.
Yeah.
A lot of these SEC teams, like, they're mercenaries, honestly.
Sure. Yes. And that might be part of it too. Some of these guys may have been, booted off Power 5 rosters, and you're just playing for something to prove. I don't know. I mean, and look, hats off to those guys. Yeah. We love SEC baseball. It is a blast to cover, but you got to be happy for some of these programs at the same time too.
Yeah, Hayden, I think players not having to count JUCO years toward eligibility, you're not going to get mid-major teams with more talent.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that hadn't really phased in yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, the Ole Miss game, I thought Ole Miss's best chance was going to have to be like what happened last night. They were going to have to score early. Like last night, they put up 8, I think, in like the second or third inning, whatever it was. I just felt like you needed the crowd to get on your side like early and often and just essentially rattle Murray State. And it was just the total opposite.
Yeah.
I went to the game. I went for the first 7 innings. And like it just felt like everything Murray State was hitting was hard. No cheap hits. Everything was hard. And then the other thing, the Ole Miss defense wasn't good tonight. I think it finished with 2 errors, but there were so many mental errors as well that aren't going to go down as like errors in the scorebook. But if you clean those up, and I mean it's history now. Nothing's going to change. But like giving up 3 or 4 runs like that, that's the biggest difference in the game.
Yeah. Someone asked who Little Rock would play. They would play West Virginia
in Morgantown.
Oh, and look, this game's got 6 innings. And by the way, LSU has just loaded the bases for Jake Brown with 2 outs. And I don't know if my screen is frozen or the pitcher is.
Oh, wow. They just got out of the bases loaded jam. Fly ball to left field.
Goodness. Somehow my TV is frozen.
Check your internet.
That might be it.
But they just showed Chris Curry. He's high-fiving everybody in the dugout after that. He should be.
Let's recap. Okay, yes, it is my internet. Tennessee. Vols get smacked in the mouth a little bit last night. Come out firing today. Had some anxious moments. AJ Russell gave up an early home run. Went to the bullpen. Krenzel was pretty good for a bit. Tanner Franklin was outstanding. I was a little surprised they pulled Franklin when they did. And then they went to Liam Doyle, who was pretty electric to close it out. Andrew Fisher had a home run. Manny Marin had the biggest hit of the game, a 3-run home run, I think, when it was maybe a 1-run game. And Wake's defense gave a couple of gifts too, which, hey, that's baseball. Tennessee did that a few times all year. But anyway, hats off to the Vols. They are going to Arkansas next weekend and playing in a phenomenal super regional. They will be without Cannon Peebles, though, who got ejected in the middle of a game. Let me see. Someone just sent me the tweet for what it was about, according to Tony Vitello. He says, the catcher celebrated the strikeout as he should. We were in a regional. Cannon said something back to him as he should not. So there you go.
We've seen that a couple times. Like it happened with Duke as well. So one of their studs will be out for the first game of the Super Regional.
Yeah, I don't know who's Tennessee's backup catcher. Is it because they barely used him, whoever it was? I'll know it when someone says it. But
by the way, so does this mean it's Tennessee, Arkansas, Auburn are guaranteeing the only SEC teams, and we'll figure out what happens with LSU?
Well, I mean, right now the SEC is going to get 1 team in Omaha at minimum.
Yeah, I'm just talking about who's left.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me pull that up. I mean, you've got here's what you've got settled. Starting on the left side, Louisville is going. Southern Miss Miami. Do we have a score there?
Tied at 1, bottom of the 4th.
Okay. That winner's going to get Louisville If Southern Miss wins, that'll be in Hattiesburg. If Miami wins, it'll be in Louisville. Florida State is going to get Southern Cal or Oregon State. Is that one done yet?
9-0 Oregon State.
Okay, so it looks like Oregon State and Florida State are going to be in Tallahassee. North Carolina is going to play Arizona in Chapel Hill. Coastal and Auburn in Auburn. UTSA and UCLA. Murray State and Duke. So one of those teams is going to get a first trip to Omaha. LSU or Little Rock versus West Virginia and Tennessee and Arkansas.
So just 3 SEC teams for the moment in the Supers. That is bananas.
The ACC with 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess just 4. It feels like more than that. But the potential for 5 with Miami.
That's wild. Southern Miss has runners on 3rd and 1st with 1 out. Man, I never just would have envisioned it going this way.
I mean, someone put in our chat last night, Little Rock was plus 10,000 to win the regional before the tournament.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's right, but
yeah, we're taking them for their word. Would you have hedged if that was your bet? Or would you just be sweating bullets right now watching this game?
I don't know. Like, I wonder how that would change inning by inning or even pitch by pitch.
Yeah. Chad, how would you handle that? If you made that bet for Little Rock to win this regional, would you have hedged today or last night, or would you have let it roll?
You know, it might depend on whether you watched the game the night before or not, too. Because if you watched them, they were playing loose and confident. Not cocky, but just very confident.
Yeah, but right now they're running into a buzzsaw on the mound.
Case and Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he came in at first, it was not going well.
Chat saying they'd let it roll.
Okay. I think I might have too.
A hedge would have cost too much, says Boyce Mosley.
Well, I mean, like, is there a cash out option on that?
I don't know. I think it depends on what service you use.
Right. Congratulations, Josh Carter. Your Vols are advancing to play Arkansas next weekend.
Man. So, again, under SEC will be under for teams in Omaha this year.
Yeah.
Our Florida program is super regional, 6 straight. Josh, by the way, coming into this season, like what were your expectations for Tennessee? Like coming
is it
off
6
the
or
national
5?
Championship? Well, he's been there. This is year 7, right? Did he go to a super in a second season?
Let's see. Obviously, they 22, 23, 24, 25. They win in 21, so that's 5. 20 got canceled. They didn't make a super in 19, did they?
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
I think they made a regional, but
all right, here we go. Regional 19, nothing 2020, Omaha 21, Super 22, Omaha 23, won the whole thing last year.
And they would have had a shot in 20. Nobody knew it at the time, but he was about to get it going. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Durham and Chapel Hill.
Yeah, they're not playing each other though. Do you think they would know if they were playing each other?
North Carolina would know.
Yeah, with the fans know what's going on.
Yeah.
It is like UT Rage this weekend is such a shocking result for the SEC. I mean, it really is. It really is.
Let's talk Ole Miss for a minute.
What you want to know?
I'm trying to think where to start. Hooks I was surprised that he wasn't better than he was.
I think the thought process was since Murray State has so many lefties, again, they had 6 lefties in the lineup on Friday. I kind of think that was the thought process there. But they hit him hard. Now
I thought it was a good decision, by the way. I mean, he'd thrown like 6 pitches on Friday or whatever it was, and he'd thrown pretty well late in the year. So I didn't have an issue with that. But
well, I mean, he's definitely been really good all season. But once Morris got in there, no, Mike Bianco's not retiring. No chance. Once Morris got in there, like I thought he was good. But I mean, it started. Neither team scored in the first inning, and then just like after the first inning, it was a hit party for Murray State. And again, Ole Miss had an error. In the second inning, it was like I felt like every ground ball was to first, and just miscommunication between the pitcher and the first baseman Furness. Like who covers the bag, who's going to do what, and I mean Murray State just took advantage of all that. So I mean, I'm sure Ole Miss fans are going to go back and forth. Like, should Morris have started or should it have been Hooks? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it now. Again, I just thought the key for Ole Miss tonight, if they were going to come out of this, you had to get hits, you had to get runs early, and just let the crowd kind of take over and do what they do in situations like this, and just put the pressure on Murray State. And just Murray State, it was just the total opposite. They were getting hit after hit. I mean, it was single, double. There was a triple. They had 20 hits before the 7th inning, something insane like that. I give them a chance at Duke now just because I don't know what their pitching is. I don't think their pitching is great, but I give them a chance because they can really swing it, and their defense, they got the best defense in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Has pitching ever mattered less in a regional than it did this year?
Good question. But I mean, I'm telling you, Ole Miss went after, like Hunter Elliott pitched, Riley Maddox pitched. I mean, Ole Miss was using everything. Elliott was good when he was out there. Maddox was okay, but again, he threw 70 pitches on Friday. But to me, another part is these teams like Little Rock, Murray State, these teams like that, their arms, there's not a lot of prospects on this team. So the number of pitches isn't as big of a factor for teams like that than these SEC teams. Because a lot of times these head coaches are going to protect their arms that are going to have a professional future. And that's just not the case. Again, I've done the OVC baseball tournament for, 8 years in a row, something like that. You just seen insane stuff with the pitching decisions. You'll see guys throw 135 pitches in an outing, and then they'll come back out there a day or two later and fire 50 more.
Yeah. I do wonder. Well, I mean, you would think it would work against them too. I was going to say for a minute, do you think SEC hitters, and I guess hitting hasn't really been the issue for most of the teams this weekend. I mean, other than maybe Texas and Vanderbilt, particularly Vanderbilt. But I was going to say, do you wonder if maybe just, average fastball you're going to see against some of these teams is probably down, 5-6 miles an hour versus the SEC?
Correct. Like 89 and 90 max.
Right. And so, baseball is a game of timing, right? So does that, and I watched it with Vanderbilt. They were just popping up one after another. And I wonder if just the slight throwing off of timing helps just a little bit, because you're not seeing arms like that in the SEC. And I don't mean that as a put down towards any of these teams, right? I'm a big, just throw strikes and show me you can pitch. Don't flash the radar gun. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see that you know what you're doing and have different things. But I do wonder if that, but where it could fall apart is their hitters have to face that too. So then you're not, you're seeing stuff that's faster than you're used to seeing. So I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah.
I do wonder if chemistry matters more than ever, though.
Chemistry and like the donkey butt in the chat. Like, also, if you have a really good changeup and if you hit your spots, like, that's going to go a very long way.
Yeah, I do think these mid-major teams, as I watched the ones that succeeded, their pitchers were really good at hitting spots. And they would miss and walk guys, but they weren't leaving a lot just fat over the middle of the plate in the games that I watched.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It is wild. I am curious if some of these SEC teams are going to go get kids like that are, they sit 88 to 90 with a fastball, and then they have a changeup, and then they either have the curve or the slider. I don't know if we're going to start to see like one or two guys on your staff like that moving forward.
Well, who was the most effective pitcher in the SEC some weekends? Connor Fennell.
Yeah.
Who just didn't throw anything above 87, 88.
Part of that was the tempo with him too.
Yeah, I mean, there was more to it than that. I get it. It was that, but you would think after a few weekends someone would have figured that out.
The donkey butt. Who's going to pick up Coach Carey? I mean, he seems to really like it at Little Rock. I hope he gets a raise. He's incredibly nice, and this is year 11 for him. So I'll tell you, he's going to get a raise as the Murray State coach. My man makes $70,000. 70.
Did you see him on the field after the game? He and his wife were having a pretty good cry.
I believe so. I've had a few of his games over the years. Now, he's been there for a minute. They hired him. They hired him when he was super young. Now, he's not going to remember me from Adam, but I mean, I've had a decent amount of his games over the years. Incredibly nice, incredibly kind. Anytime we would go to him for like information for the TV broadcast, like, he'd give us whatever we need. So I am happy for him. I mean, this is somebody that's been there for a long time, and this is Murray State, their first time in the regional since 2003.
Oh,
they're going to the Super. So congratulations to them.
How old is he? He doesn't look a day over 30.
I know. I'll look it up. But again, he was super young when they hired him. Hold on.
We'll talk Oklahoma in a minute too. We almost forgot about that one. That's been so long ago.
All right. He's been there 7 years now. He played at Grand Valley State, which is a Division II program, and he graduated in 2007.
Curiel up in a big spot for LSU here, and I think Little Rock is getting a pitching change. Somebody wants to know how big the fish is up there. I didn't know. That's a fish over your left shoulder up on the wall?
So it is. When I was a kid, I was like, I think 11 or 12. My dad took me to Canada, and we went to Canada. That's a northern pike. It's 44 inches long.
Is that large for northern pike? I mean, that's a big fish.
Yeah,
but
it's I was 42 inches tall when I caught it. That fish is 44. So that's not the real one. You have to. It's catch and release, but you take a picture of it. And so, like, you take a picture of your fish, then you send it to them, and then they have somebody that like designs and sculpts
like a 3D printer or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, were you like in a river or a lake or?
No, we were. So no rivers. It's lakes up there. We were in Saskatchewan. So
okay.
Like in a lodge, you'd have to hop on one of those airplanes that lands on water. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And our guy, like, you have a guide. He was a Creek Indian. His name was Saul. Incredible. I got a picture of him up here somewhere after I caught that fish. But yeah, you're with a guide the whole week, and he just kind of takes you. He asks you, what kind of fish do you want to catch? And then, like, you answer him, and then he just takes you to all the different lakes in the area.
Did you have some help reeling that in at 11?
No, it's just me.
No
so
kidding.
My dad, like, when I was growing up, my dad was very good. Like, we went all over essentially North America on fishing trips.
Yeah.
That's kind of like just what we did and still do to this day.
Josh says Tegan Coons didn't throw a single pitch. Leads me to believe Tennessee forces the game 3. It's Russell or Robertson. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I have a feeling they'll be going to one or two of those guys. I mean, right now it feels like they've got 4 guys. I mean, they've got more than that. But they've got 4 that he really leans on first. Dylan Lloyd would be in that discussion too. He'd probably be their 5th. But Vitello's one of those coaches that he'll use the same guy over and over, even though they've usually got depth. I mean, that he always tells you by his decisions exactly how much he trusts his people.
Do you think whoever wins that super regional next weekend is going to be the favorite in Omaha?
Probably.
I think North Carolina is going to be up there too.
And if form holds to the tournament, it'll be, Miami and UCLA in the final. Big spot here for LSU. Curiel's still hitting.
Their fans are doing their part to try to will a run across. Seems like the strike zone has gotten tight in Baton Rouge.
Ooh.
Second inning in a row, they've had the bases loaded.
Well, he definitely didn't get the call on the breaking ball. I think that could have gone either way. Probably was high, but where did it cross the plate? I'm not sure.
And then a red-hot hitter at the plate, Ethan Fry. So is that – I haven't looked at softball. Is that right? Oklahoma lost in softball today? If that's the case, their 4-year national championship streak is over, but what a run. Yeah, Nick says they're out. So if you're that Texas Tech booster and donor that paid that pitcher slightly over $1 million, can you imagine? Like, obviously that's worked. Oh, LSU got a big hit. He just cleared the bases.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so now it's a 1-run game.
So Fry is now 3 for 3.
By the way, he's become a pretty good little draft prospect. Like, I've seen him in some top 200s.
What position would he be?
I guess an outfielder.
Boy, if you're Little Rock, you might have to make a change here.
Yeah.
Let me see who they used. Van Cleve started. Whoa.
Oh, okay. fielder. Yeah, probably so. Let's talk about Oklahoma a minute. That was always going to be a tough road. Carolina jumped on them early. Ball was carrying out.
Yeah.
Thought it was kind of interesting. Oklahoma went to Dylan Tate, who looked good for just a bit.
Yeah, to me, that was going to be their offense is going to have to carry them, and I think they just kind of ran out of juice.
Yeah. Joseph, that's a picture of Dale Murphy I drew when I was a kid. That's my guy. Will always be my guy.
What is it about him?
Well, the Braves were on all the time, and he just was. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was just a phenomenal example for anything and everything, and that lent itself to, a lot of Sports Illustrated articles and stuff like that, and all those things. And I just fell in love with him. I will go to the grave with him being my all-time favorite athlete. Was really just hoping he got in the Hall of Fame, and didn't get in on the Veterans Committee. 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You know what I think hurts him, and I know people are here for other stuff. By the way, Little Rock just took a double away to end the fourth.
Yeah, that's Henry. Henry's been great.
War rates him as a negative defender, which I don't get. He was a 5-time Gold Glover in center.
Really?
I think if you just put him to neutral, I wonder if he'd be in the Hall of Fame already.
Well, he's got time. It makes me miss the days when you could watch the Braves and the Cubs for free.
And this is incredibly biased, right? Because he was my guy. But I just think, he played right before. He hung it up right before the steroid era. And if we're going to penalize guys for doing the wrong thing, and he was playing through some of that. His numbers didn't look so great just right when he finished, because then power exploded. But I don't know. Feels like to me, if you're on the fence, maybe you should get a little boost for, being a guy that stood for anything and everything.
Yeah, agreed.
That baseball should have been about.
By the way, Josh had a super chat.
Oh, sorry, Josh. Where did it go? Josh, where's your super chat? I swear I didn't kill it.
933.
Oh, that's a few back. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that and forgot to put it up. Turn his back to the dugout and the batter before pitching. Interesting. Okay. So the theory is he's tipping his pitches. You figured something wasn't right. He went from just unhittable with a four-seamer to when it was coming, it was getting hit.
Yeah. So I guarantee you, he and Frank, maybe even Tony, sat down and just watched film. Like, hey, this is what you're doing. We got to fix this. So I didn't see a single pitch of that game today. Today has been bananas. Closed on a house today for the first time, and then went to the Ole Miss game. So,
oh yeah, how did the home closing go?
Good for the most part. I had no idea how long it was going to take. It took a little bit over an hour. It's a lot of signing pages.
Yes, almost to the point your hand cramps when you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
You could never have Harry Carey on the air again. But my goodness, it would be spectacular.
Yeah, it really would. I miss the days of them making like Will Ferrell on SNL. Those days.
Mm-hmm.
If the moon was made of cheese, would you eat it? Heck, I know I would.
Those were great. Okay, Sam says
Don't worry about reading those papers.
Yeah, always take life's advice from Sam Smith. Sam says Phillips won door, which I mean, like that makes sense because he went tonight.
Everybody's asking which was more brutal. Let me tell you something that hits different. When you look at that sheet of paper and you see how much money you're going to pay over the next X amount of years, that hits different. You know what didn't impact my wallet? Going in the Ole Miss game tonight.
Yeah. 20-inning game. I presume he means the ones with the Mets in the 80s on 4th of July or whatever that was. I guess, is that the one, Joseph? No, I was not. Wasn't watching either.
Did we get a member join or another super chat? What's this 199?
Pirates. I don't remember that. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Rick. If you got a message for us, let us know. But thank you for the donation. By the way, super chats welcome. That helps us out here. We'll take your questions, your comments. We've got an eye on. Oh, Little Rock's got a man on second
with one out. So Chris, we've been asked a couple times: is Altuve for the Astros? Is he going to make the Hall of Fame? My guess is probably. I kind of think he will. Not first ballot, but I think he's going to get in there.
I don't think people like those teams particularly.
No. I mean, with what they did and everything, to me, that video is kind of what put John Boy Media on the map. If you remember, like he's the one that broke it down with the trash can and everything, and them beating on it.
Was that him that did that?
Yeah, that's
okay.
one of it. That was one of his first ones.
Yeah,
and then it got like, when I say he got millions upon millions of views on it, that's what took him off.
So that I didn't realize that was the thing that sprung him to fame.
Guy, like, I don't disagree with the chat, but I'm telling you, that guy's had a long and lengthy career, and they got a championship that counts. They're not going to take it away. So you gotta take that in the thought process. Yeah, they're saying he's going to get the scandal penalty for a while. I mean, I agree. I don't think he's not going to be like Pete Rose, but
yeah.
Very fair, Wes.
I love Wes. The buzzer in 19. Yeah, that was a funny one too.
Yeah, that was the don't tear my jersey off, that one.
Right.
Yeah. The Astros hate us so for us. Nick, you must be an Astros fan in addition to your Longhorns. I feel like it's cooled off. It used to be like that was one of the most hated teams in any sport for a while.
Well, they were a great story for a while. Do you remember the Sports Illustrated cover in 13 or whatever? It says Astros 2016 World Series champs or whatever it was that turned out to just nail it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Better hitter on the road.
That is interesting. And Joseph Rogers, you're not wrong. Major League Baseball is rigged. I mean, it's rigged. If you have money, you're going to win.
That Ohtani thing sure went away quickly, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Do you follow There's a guy on Twitter that I follow that's tremendous. It's called MLB Executive Burner account.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's good.
And there's always one account with stuff like that. Like for college basketball, it's Trilly Donovan.
Yes.
Who's great. If you don't follow him.
Did he finally get outed?
If he did, I haven't seen it, but that guy's connected and he definitely knows his stuff.
Oh, no doubt. I've messaged him a few times on some things he and I were both working on. I like him. Updated batting odds. I mean, I think they are. LSU is going to be right. I mean, I think, Josh, I think those are the 4 teams that I would say too. Who would be, if someone's outside that? I mean, maybe Oregon State because there's some brand recognition there. I still think Auburn. Maybe, I know it's betting markets and those are different. I think we deserve to be talking about Auburn in the same stratosphere as some of these other teams too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be fascinated to see what their odds are. Would they update them today, or is it going to be tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. My guess would be tomorrow.
Jay would know.
Miami now has a 4-1 lead over Southern Miss.
Miami and Louisville would be like nobody would have had that.
Yeah, Josh is right. That side of the bracket Auburn is on, I mean, they got to be licking their chops. I think Ole Miss was on that side if they would have made it past tonight.
Ben he doesn't always get LSU, does he?
Not always, but I mean he's been getting them lately. So two reasons. Yeah. Number one, like he's kind of like one of the faces of college baseball. I mean, it's Kyle Peterson and him. There's a reason why Ben does Omaha's because he's really good at what he does. Number two, he lives in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, well, and also I don't know if he's got Orioles games this time of the year, but you know that's a lot to juggle. So,
yeah. So when we had Ben on, and if you haven't watched it, I would definitely go back and watch it because he's great. He had just finished whatever Orioles series he was doing, and then he was heading to Baton Rouge, whoever LSU was playing at home that weekend. So he was getting ready to like dive into the college baseball world before he could go back to the Orioles. Josh, I love Chris. Yeah. Chris is great. Yeah. I mean, he's phenomenal.
Kyle Peterson is the face of college baseball.
He is.
I think Chris Burke is tremendous. He catches some strays, because he's a Tennessee guy and everybody knows it. But I think he's always fair.
By the way, Little Rock put their ace in right now. And they're showing that graphic that LSU fans hate of the 2023 ERA leaders. Jackson Wells number 1, Paul Skeens number 2.
Oh my goodness! So what happened to him to make it drop off the way that it did? Okay,
it's 2 things: injuries, and then I mean, Coach Curry told me not last week, but a year ago, he just said he just kind of wasn't the same guy. Like kind of everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was just kind of that kind of a season for him. But Coach Curry told me he and Jackson Wells are extremely close. Like that's a kid. Pretty sure he's from Rogers, Arkansas, and he's been 1 year JUCO. This is his 3rd year at Little Rock. So they're extremely close, have a lot of one-on-ones. So this is somebody, probably the best pitcher that program has ever had.
Yeah. How did he pitch in the OVC tournament?
He got game 1 and he was awesome. Complete game.
Okay.
Complete game on like 120 something pitches.
So maybe it's getting back to what it once was.
But I mean, he's also kind of a gamer, you know.
Right.
Some guys are like that. When the stage is the biggest and the brightest, some guys crave off that.
You're buddies with Dave Neal too, aren't you?
Yeah. Like his wife went to Ole Miss. Dave has been doing it forever, like since I was in middle school. Not to date Dave. I remember the Dave days on Jefferson Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those times?
Dave is a super guy. I've known him for a while.
He is phenomenal human being for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm saying we're extremely close or anything, but yes, our past.
Yeah, all the SEC brought, media, TV, the ones that I know, it's not a big. They're the ones that have been around. I think are terrific. And I think Jackie Bradley's doing a good. I like some of his stuff. He's just getting in the business. And
yeah, guys, you got it. Like he didn't start the season, right? I mean, I think he just kind of parachuted in mid-season. So, like, look, I'm a Saints fan, right? Season tickets, all that stuff. You remember when everybody hammered Drew Brees when he got into this world? And it's like, guys, are you really going to expect him to be awesome at broadcasting that he's never done in his life? Like, and plus, it's also on NBC. Why in the world are you giving him an NFL playoff game? Like he's not ready for that. Just like Jackie Bradley. Is he in studio or is he like at a regional? I can't remember what he's doing this week. But you got to give him time.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's what makes Chris Burke so good is he can do like this weekend. He's been in studio on Squeeze Play. He can do that, and he can like be an analyst live at a game somewhere.
Yeah.
Sam says you're the face of college baseball, Chris.
Sure, Sam. I'm the second biggest YouTube personality in the neighborhood school carpool. Did you know that?
Who's number one?
I'm not naming names, but I'll just put I get dwarfed by someone in the afternoon. Well, I guess it's the daughter's lacrosse carpool now, but anyway.
Gotcha. Josh is saying Jackie Bradley was on the Auburn regional. Yeah, good question. Like I don't know what. Like we had Greg Olson on the show. Greg lives in Auburn. I don't know why in the world they wouldn't just have Greg stay in Auburn. Same with Richard Cross, play-by-play broadcaster, who's awesome. Lives in Oxford. They sent him to Coastal Carolina of all places.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Jared Jones is going to have a little bit of an issue because didn't hit against the better pitching, and there's a million first basemen who can hit, but I'd still spend a 6th or 7th rounder on him and see how that goes.
Yeah, he's too talented. You know how these guys think. They're going to be like, we can fix it. If he's with us, we can fix it.
Did you see the Braves demoted their third base coach today?
The third
to
base
the minors?
coach?
Yeah, and Freddie Gonzalez, their old manager, is going to be their third base coach now.
I did not see that. You hardly ever hear that happening.
I've never heard Mike Keith call a baseball game. Of course, why would I have? He's been the Titans guy for 25 years.
Not anymore, though.
Nope.
If I remember, I think Josh and all the other Vol fans we got are pumped about Mike Keith.
They should be. He lives in my general area of town, or not town, but like Mike is extremely well regarded around here. I've met him a couple times. Just a super dude.
Bubba Carpenter was
Josh Wilkerson is good. Josh, he is good. That's a little bit of a fatalistic fan base, Ole Miss.
Man, it's I mean, I feel like a lot of SEC fans can relate, right? I mean,
yeah.
How many times did we see Arkansas fans talk about how nervous they were? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has moments like this. Nick, to answer your question, yes, I know Craig Way. He's a machine. I don't know how he does it. He literally is the voice of everything for the University of Texas on the radio. Football, men's and women's basketball, baseball, he's a machine. I met him for the first time during basketball season.
Yeah, Phil's good too.
Yeah, Phil's incredible. Arkansas fans are spoiled because you get Phil on the radio and then you get Brett Dolan for TV. Brett was the longtime broadcaster for the Astros. Yeah, Wakes is good. That's Cotton. Cotton is a Tennessee grad, by the way, Sam. So you should like him. But he's
by the way, let's put this
forever.
to rest. Chris is not rich and living in a wealthy part of town. Yeah. I do happen to be in a part of the country where a lot of interesting people live, though.
Yeah, you just happen to run into big leaguers in your neighborhood.
It's weird. This is, I mean, how do you say it? It's a nice community. Just like people are nice and down to earth here, and I think people appreciate that. I mean, and trust me, we run into, you go just a little bit north or a little bit south, and boy, you will run into it. No, I'm not in a gated community. That will never happen.
They're saying Cam Ward is your neighbor.
No. Hey, I moved out of Nashville because I could not afford Nashville. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Did you ever think Nashville would explode like the way that it has over the past, what would you say, 15 years? Or shorter than that?
I grew up here, and like, I don't know when it changed. My wife is from Nebraska, and we used to go visit her family. And probably 15 years ago, you would go, and there are a lot of them are in Denver now, and you would go and you would say you're from Nashville, and people would make a like a hee-haw joke or a country music joke or something. And something happened like within the next 5 years that it went from that to, I was there last year and it's phenomenal, or my niece just moved there. Like something, a switch flipped with this area about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it was that picture that went viral, like a year or two ago, the skyline of Nashville and how much it has changed over the past decade.
Yeah.
Another super chat from Josh, by the way.
Yeah. No. Let's put that to rest, and not my bank account, not my style if it was. But anyway, yeah, that's David. That's where I am. Yeah, your bachelorette parties are what happened. That's part of it.
Yeah. Well, you remember the one that went viral, the bachelorette party that went there during the NFL draft when it was in Nashville, and they were so disappointed.
Those are so annoying. I don't go to Nashville much anymore, to be honest with you. I mean, not just to go and hang out. Not that I have time for it anyway, but.
No, you don't hang out around Bridgestone Arena in that area?
Nope.
The tourist trap. That's all it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Broadway.
The comments are priceless.
Yeah, Wicked Brew, you are not wrong, my man. They should charge people for pictures on Instagram for those angel wings.
Yeah.
The line for that is always a mile long.
Somebody asked about the pennant display, the wheel behind me. Those are pennants that I pinned up. Occasionally they fall down. I have to repin them.
Yeah, it looks like you just added Oklahoma and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully no more new additions. You're going to run out of space.
Yeah, there'll have to be a new design. It was amazing how much 16 would fit together almost exactly.
Mostly ice. No, I'm not Will Levis. He's asking if I put mayo in my coffee. No thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, props to him, though. He got a deal out of that. Whatever mayo company he had that commercial for.
The bookshelf is sports books and card collection from when I was a kid.
Is that Oreo?
Yes, I'm giving you a break from that.
There you go. Brandon asks, is Ike Irish a top 5 Auburn player? I kind of think he is.
Like ever?
Yeah, ever.
Would have to be.
Especially if he's going to be a top 15 pick.
I think Little Rock and LSU, I feel like have been stuck on 5-4 for an hour now.
What do you think about Hogs Barbecue? There's a good chance the next champion may come from a different conference other than the SEC.
Yeah. Possible. It feels like a lot more possible. I don't have anything super valuable, to be honest.
I got a Kobe Bryant signed rookie card, if that counts.
I had the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Dr. J card.
That's a good
It's
one.
well, except I ripped it into 3.
Oh.
Do have it still, but
Jackson Wells, his velocity's still there. That was 93.
just hit 92 on the corner.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, pretty good list of players. Oh, did he get all of it?
Yeah.
And it is fair. Did that guy catch it?
It's hard when you watch the game on mute. I don't know if it's fair or foul.
Oh, man. Was that Hernandez or Stanfield?
Hernandez.
Okay. I thought for a minute, I thought I was behind. So I hit the fast forward and I came back and Hernandez was touching home. And I thought that was Stanfield that hit that. Oreo's fine. He just is crazy.
You're really putting Josh Donaldson and Will. You're putting Josh Donaldson in the conversation for best Auburn player.
Well, what are we? Okay, what's the criteria? Is it best like baseball career? Because yeah, I mean, if you go forward into the majors, then Donaldson would have to be on the list.
Obviously, Frank, Hall of Famer. I didn't realize until Chris said the other day he was the first SEC Hall of Fame baseball player. Bo Jackson, enough said. Tim Hudson, awesome. Greg Olson, he's in the Baltimore Hall of Fame. He had a great career.
Donaldson was not better than Irish, but he was pretty good. And that team he was on could really, really hit.
So
up and down the lineup.
Like if Auburn goes to Omaha and then Ike makes it to the show, I mean, wouldn't you put him on the list? I mean, I'd put him on the list right now.
I mean, I would anyway. He's had 3 pretty good years, and the last one pretty elite.
Mostly Ice. You fascinate me. You ask the most random questions, my man. Your questions are all over the map. It's quite impressive.
More or less pressure on who at Texas? Missed the first part. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's it. I think there's more pressure because there's more people. And he's been a household name since what? Sophomore, junior year of high school?
They're very similar, by the way. So I'm a big listener of the Todd McShay podcast. I think it's great. And he was saying the game plan for Arch Manning, no matter what happens, Arch is going to come back to Texas. So he's going to be a starter for 2 years. Okay. So that's not the 2026 NFL draft. It's the 2027 NFL draft. So all the Mannings have done that. Peyton Manning was at Tennessee for 5 years. Eli was at Ole Miss for 5 years. I wouldn't be surprised if Arch is going to be there. Like, he's making a fortune, and nobody's going to start over him. Like, I know he hasn't done much, but I mean, what are the odds that he's going to be bad? Like, I just think so much about him says that he's going to be awesome. So I think he's going to be great. I think Texas is going to win a whole bunch of games.
Well, he's almost guaranteed not to have the self-destruct switch, which is what gets a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, this has been his life forever. So he's used to the spotlight. He can handle it, all that stuff. No, I don't think he's going to win the Heisman. I think he's going to be awesome, though. Guys, when everybody's like, he doesn't need money, I get, if somebody comes up to you and says, we'll pay you $8 million. Yeah. When somebody's like, we'll pay you $8 million to do this. What do you think? Like, why do you think he sat down with Marty for ESPN and wore a Red Bull hat? Because they paid him a fortune.
Sure. Already got some Arkansas, Tennessee talk. Yeah, he is fastball. Well, he's got some other stuff, but I mean, that you might be able to hit a fastball, but that's a different kind of fastball. Of course, they saw it once, but I think that was one of the blister games.
Yeah, he seems fine. He seems fine now.
No, I was saying Arkansas did get to him pretty good, but I think that was one of the games where he was held back by the blister.
By the way, mostly Ice says he likes talking Texas and SEC sports. Fair enough. Cool. You're not the only one.
That works here. for reasons I shouldn't have to explain.
Oh, Deacon J with another good Auburn player, Casey Mize.
Yeah, Mize was kind of a pop-up guy who, suddenly was throwing 103 or whatever. And he was tremendous, but it didn't – I don't think the body of work was lengthy. So
he's kind of like, this has been his best year up to date in the show.
Yeah, I just – okay, what are we talking, right? If we're talking –
Who's Hamilton?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, Mize was 1-1. You can't take that away from him.
Did he mean Donaldson? Hey, no excuses. They're playing well, but you're talking about a guy that's been in the conversation for 1-1. Oh, I see what you mean now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, you guys are playing. You could Arkansas could beat Liam Doyle on a no blister good fastball day. But they'll have to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
He did mean Donaldson.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wondered. I mean, I don't know, man. What Irish was a 3-year starter, a good player all 3 years, and in my mind was the best player in the league this year. I know I'm in the minority there, but look at the hitting numbers in the league. My opinion, a lot of people have disagreed, and that's fine. To me, in a league, and I know the league is face planted in the tournament. There's unbelievable talent in the league.
Correct.
And I think what Donaldson was facing, good grief, I've got Josh Donaldson on the brain now. I think what Ike Irish was facing compared to some of those other guys, I'm not going to say apples and oranges, but it's been peak SEC baseball. Okay, Tim Hudson too, and that was a little bit before my time. But I know he was a tremendous two-way player, I believe.
He was. I think he could have been a big leaguer if he was just a hitter.
Okay. And if you're counting pro, then that's then he gets an incomplete. Because obviously he's not there yet, but
yeah, Evans right now, he is on fire on the mound.
Okay. Arkansas fans saying that wasn't a blister game. So that series is going to be spicy. You can already tell.
I think more so on the Tennessee side than the Arkansas side. I think Arkansas knows, like, if they just go about their business and if they win it, like, they're pretty much in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I think Fisher's issue was he played on an offensive park. And I'm not knocking him. I'm just trying to differentiate. And probably the defense, he wasn't very good. And when you're separating a lot of elite players, I think that probably wins to get it. But like we've had this conversation before. If there's a guy in the league that I don't want to pitch to right now, I think the two guys are probably Fisher and Irish in some order.
Yeah. The other thing is they had an awful final 6-week stretch. I think that was a big part of it too. If they would have won the SEC or finished second, like, he probably could have been the player of the year. 8 strikeouts in a row, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, and it was a little rocky when he came in. Well, I'm taking Arkansas because it's home.
Yeah, same.
And I think they're the better team.
But it's gonna be a battle, though. By the way, Wicked Brew, did you go to the Ole Miss game today? I was there for the first 7 innings. I called a foul ball.
Oh, really?
It's here somewhere. Yeah, the 4-month-old was losing her mind. And when you have a 4-month-old losing her mind, you leave the stadium.
Took a 4-month-old to a baseball game?
I took her to 3 games. 3 games this weekend. The first game was incredible. She was asleep the first 3 innings. Like I'm talking passed out in my arms. And I was like, this is incredible. And then we got spoiled because Saturday and today she was just not having it.
We took my son to a Braves game at 6 months and it stuck.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He's loved baseball since he was 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Wicked Brew. By the time I got home, I gave our daughter a bath, finished, walked back in the living room. My wife had the game on, and Ole Miss came within 1. I was like, what in the world happened?
Did I ever tell you my foul ball story?
What happened?
We go to a minor league game when I'm a kid with our parents, and first game Dad catches a foul ball. Of course, we think that's cool because who doesn't want a foul ball? So we're all excited. And so we get this on the car ride to the next one. We get this big lecture of, hey, that just doesn't happen often. You rarely get a foul ball. Like I went to hundreds of games as a kid, never got one, so on and so forth, trying to set the expectation. so we caught 2 that day.
Did you?
We did. Well, I mean, by we, I mean he.
Yeah.
But
where are you on like adults bringing a glove to a game?
No, come on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
An adult's catching a foul ball, unless it's like a special occasion where it's a memento, like it's your, a playoff game or a World Series game or something like that. Give the ball to a kid. Come on.
Yeah, always. Who's that guy that's his thing? He goes to Major League Baseball games and he gets like 8 foul balls.
Yeah. The guy that you talk about the guy that like makes it a point to buy seats ahead of a famous game and try to hunt famous home run balls.
He wears a hat and just always brings a glove. And he will get like 7 or 8 foul balls. Like Bitcat from Barstool went with him to a game once and they filmed it all. But yeah, Zach Sample. I thought his name was Zach. Yeah.
Here's my question. Like, how do you get to be that guy? Like, how do you bankroll that? How do you have the time? Did your grandmother die and leave you a 9-figure fortune? I just always want to know how people do that.
Yeah, good question.
Fry's doubled with no outs in the 7th to put the go-ahead run on base for LSU. I feel like the momentum has kind of shifted.
Yeah, it has. Getting a lot of fastballs from Jackson Wells.
Yeah, I think LSU just had to get out of its own head there.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much juice is in the tank for Wells.
I'm not out on Little Rock's chances yet because they've just been so steady. The moments have not been too big for them yet. I thought that's your biggest hurdle when you're playing down there in that kind of environment.
Josh says we got to quit giving Clemson and Southern Miss home regionals. They never win their home regional.
Well, that's not really the point, but maybe on Southern Miss it is. But
they're like, as long as their AD's on the committee, they're going to be in the picture. Is that what he does?
I don't know.
I know there's a lot of articles and videos about him. This is the game of the season, though, for Fry for LSU. He's now 4 for 4.
There's a breaking ball.
Wells looks gassed.
Yeah. Auburn is going to be stacked this year if it retains its freshman class. Quinn, you'll have to explain that one.
I mean,
I haven't heard anyone doubting Auburn, but
your top 4 seed.
I mean, that was defensible.
Is Florida now enemy number 1 over Tennessee in baseball? I don't think it's a Florida thing. I think it's
an O'Sullivan thing.
It's a head coach thing. And I think as long as Tony Vitello is at Tennessee, they're going to be polarizing. You never meet anybody that's like, I'm indifferent on Tennessee. I don't have an opinion on them. That person doesn't exist.
Cam Kosher was fishing behind the scoreboard. That's fantastic.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Did Monster do something? Oh, it's a wild pitch. Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I thought he was going to score from second. Remember, that's a true freshman behind home plate catching.
Was he kind of jogging it to get there, or was he just that slow?
He couldn't find it.
Oh, that's the worst feeling. There's a lot of territory. A lot of people didn't have Auburn getting out of the regional.
I had him getting out.
I did too. I mean, that's one of the few things I got right. D1 loves NC State. Have all year. That's fantastic. That's a good way to relax before a game.
What is?
The casual fishing routine.
Oh yeah. How many clubhouses have you been in?
College, or what do you mean?
Well, I think it's totally different. College, minor league baseball, major league baseball, like they are so different. It's not,
Yeah.
Just,
I mean,
I
haven't
animals.
been in many. I mean, I've never done Major League Baseball as a media thing, and as for college, I mean, you don't really get clubhouse access.
Yeah. Yeah, and the minors, man, you can walk up to whoever you want to. Like it's pretty easy access.
Yeah, oh, good grief. What's the Wake Forest coach? Is Tom Walter?
Yeah, it's been there forever.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but that was a thing on Twitter tonight, that and Andrew Fisher.
James, that's almost every team. He says Auburn has an Achilles heel against left-handed aces. That's
join the club.
Insert team here.
Right. Should the minor leagues be overseas? That might make transit back and forth between AAA a little difficult.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you what, I have thought for a while with NIL now, college could replace a lot of minor league ball.
It could.
And I think it would be better for a lot of people. I think it'd be, I mean, the players get a degree as a fallback if baseball doesn't work out. You're not bussing all over. Well, I mean, you are a little bit, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, look, as somebody I saw that too. Yeah, Kentucky could have used him. They were 98, 99. Did you watch that movie? You're probably too old for that.
That was
one.
Which one?
Rookie of the Year.
I've seen bits and pieces on TV.
Oh, that's growing up. That was one of our favorites. Marv from Home Alone, wrote and directed and starred in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the pitching coach in that movie.
Is that the one where the mom is the mom of somebody that's like a big leaguer now?
Yep. That is accurate.
Oh, is it? It's Pete Armstrong's mom. Is that, or who is it? No, it's not him.
Hold on, I'll look it up. Yeah, see, Rookie of the Year came out in 93, so I was 6. Yeah, this was in my wheelhouse. All right, her name is Amy Morton. Who is her kid?
That's still pretty good. If you got 8 tough outs, that'll play a lot of places.
I don't know. I saw that on social media too. It's saying she's got 3 daughters.
Favorite? Go ahead.
Were you going to say favorite baseball movie?
Hmm.
Bull Durham.
Okay.
Even though Jay says that's not a baseball movie, I like. What are we talking about?
Right. Really. That I like. Major League for. I kind of divide movies into comedies and dramas and different. So like that's the best baseball comedy. Major League, in my opinion. I guess you could say. You could obviously say that about Bull Durham too, but Major League just has so many lines that you're 30 years later, 35, whatever it's been now.
Yeah. Well, those are both on Mount Rushmore for me.
I like The Rookie. Have you seen that one?
With Dennis Quaid? Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Moneyball is terrific. 8 Men Out. And Bad News Bears. That was good. Another one that you could never make now.
Yeah, that's before my time. I've seen it, but like to me, Bull Durham is fantastic.
Yeah, the reboot. I think I saw bits and pieces, and I think, Sandlot. That's and Field of Dreams. I mean, there's a lot of great baseball movies.
Yeah, Sandlot is one of my wife's favorite.
I've never seen that, but I've wanted to.
Which one?
Bang the Drum Slowly. That's an old one.
I haven't seen it either.
Favorite baseball book?
Probably Moneyball.
Yeah, I've read that too. Have you read Ball 4?
Oh
my goodness. Like if Jay Greason has not read Ball 4, I will be stunned. And I meant to bring that up on a show with him. Because holy smokes, it is hilarious.
Josh, you got to remember that's a true freshman catcher. He wasn't supposed to start or play much at all this season. Yeah, what's the Twins manager one? It's like something like Little Big League or something like that. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
They're saying you love angels in the outfield.
That was a little much.
Matthew McConaughey said he got paid $40,000 for that movie, and he's got like 2 lines.
I've never seen much of it. I've seen little bits and pieces on, when you're in an airport or something like that. Or
that was one of McConaughey's first movies.
Really?
Yeah. That's not all that bad, making $40,000 and you have like 2 lines in the movie.
Yeah. Mike says Moneyball's not a baseball movie. I get that too, but I think that's overthinking it.
Wicked Broom, you'll be all right. I promise.
I'll go Corbin. What do you think?
You're going Corbin with that?
Mm-hmm.
Mike has, it's either 2 or 3 years left on his deal. He's younger than Corbin, if that matters.
Is he really?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah. The Hill. Have you seen The Hill?
What's The Hill?
The Hill came out, I think, last fall. It's about a guy whose dad didn't want him to play ball. And he had, what was it? It's really good. Dennis Quaid.
Okay,
Dennis Quaid's been in two great baseball movies, by the way.
This is on Netflix. I've seen it. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
I've watched the trailer. I haven't watched the movie.
Cobb. I've seen Cobb. Cobb was good. There's a Ty Cobb museum in Royston, Georgia. I was in the area with a buddy of mine, and we went. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, Josh, I'm with you. I love Rookie of the Year as a kid too.
Nobody talks about it, but the way Ty Cobb ended his life the last few years was much different than the forward-facing part that everyone knows.
What do you mean? What happened?
I think he found Jesus the last few years of his life, and he donated a lot of money.
Yeah, you don't hear any of that.
No, you don't. It's not popular, and look, he was everything people said he was before that, but
yeah, he needs a better PR agent.
Oh, The Natural. How do we not name The Natural?
That's also a book too, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've read the book. I've never seen Mr. 3000. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Wicked Brew, I would be surprised. I don't know anything. Haven't asked, haven't talked to anybody. I'd be surprised if that happens.
Field of Dreams overrated. I can see that. I like it.
I can see that too.
Love of the Game is good. It's not up there with the top 5 or 6 that I like.
That's not a baseball movie.
Mike, I don't know. Give Bad News Bears a try again. There was some stuff going on there. Like there were some deep themes in it. Has Casey never struck out 9 in a row?
Yeah, he's been incredible. That's why LSU's gotten back in this.
Let's say this score holds. Do you feel differently about LSU going forward?
I mean, a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe if they survive this, maybe they'll play loose and free. Like they'll be at home next weekend too. Who are they matched up with? But I mean, they gotta play better, especially offensively.
Who do they have?
We got back-to-back super chats.
Okay, hang on, I'll get there.
One's about LSU, the other one's about the SEC.
I'll get there just a minute.
Mostly ice. I'm fond of summer catch, mainly because I spent 2 summers in the Cape Cod Baseball League broadcasting games when I was in college.
LSU gets West Virginia.
Interesting.
Did you see Trouble with the Curve?
Yes, that's a bad movie. Holy smokes, is that a
Really?
bad movie?
Okay. I didn't think it was awful. But
Clint Eastwood.
42 was good.
42 was good.
I've read a couple of Jackie Robinson books.
Are there any college baseball movies? Summer Catch, kind of.
Don't think so. I haven't seen that, so.
Well, it's about the Cape Cod Baseball League. Freddie Prinze Jr. He's a lefty pitcher. Made it to the show.
I cannot hit a curveball, which is why I'm here.
Yeah. 61 was great. Billy Crystal directed it.
Was that Maris?
Yeah. And Mickey Mantle. Yeah.
Okay. I how did I miss that?
What?
61.
What's it? It was an HBO movie.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Yeah. It actually is good. Pretty nice cast too. But yeah, since Billy Crystal's a diehard Yankees fan, like he wanted to make that, and so he did.
Can you get that anywhere, or do you have to have HBO?
I'm pretty sure if you have HBO, it's on there.
Okay, I don't. It's a big spot here.
They're saying who hits the curveball better, you or the Braves draft pick in that movie? Oh, I looked up. Little Rock has a runner on second.
Yeah, they finally broke the streak.
So their prayer, Little Rock's like only answer is they got to get Evans out.
Mm-hmm. He's at 82.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's a season high. He did have the start against, was it Tennessee, where he went 6 innings?
Yeah, something like that. So it looks like he's losing command.
Well, he did on the one pitch at least. Oh man, was that a breaking ball?
Looked like it. Joseph Rogers, that's a fantastic question. I hope we do. Will we get TrackMan data on the screen for college games? I'll say this, like every Clemson game I do for TV streaming, they have TrackMan on the broad. Clemson is fantastic with that stuff. Who is this at the plate? Oh, boy, that was close. He thought he had it. That's Rhodes. That's their third baseman, a veteran. Who's at the plate? Feels like they're at the bottom portion of their order. Looks like Jay's going to take him out. You're muted, by the way, Chris.
I was going to say, I wonder if Hernandez gets the mid up and doesn't catch it on the top of the webbing if he gets strike 3 there. Because I think that might have been it. It is funny on TV sometimes you can't tell. I've got a buddy that's got TrackMan, and sometimes I'll see a pitch on TV and I'll be like, that's awful. And I'm like, well, it was right on the edge. So, I mean, the angles we have are not right behind it.
Mm-hmm. How does your friend have TrackMan?
He's been in the scouting communities. He's got access to all kinds of stuff.
Gotcha. I was about to say, that's not like your normal fan.
No.
So Anthony Ianson pitched Friday against Little Rock, 98 pitches.
This has been a moment of truth Monday. I mean, Doyle came back. Wake's ace came back. Ianson's up in the pen.
Hunter Elliott.
Like, I remember, like, you used to throw a guy, if you threw him Friday, you threw him Monday, people, like, even for one pitch, people would just, like, roast a coach for doing that. Now it's just like, it feels like everyone's doing that.
Yeah. Is it 3-0? 2-0. So here's the freshman catcher.
I think Evans still being in probably says more about Evans, but it might say a little bit about the guys behind him too. Oh, I mean, I think it does with Ianson being the guy that they are warming up.
He's trying for that outside corner. They're just not giving it to him.
Nope. I don't think Hernandez is a very good framer either.
Ooh.
Don't tell me. Wow, that was a swing for the fences.
This is good producing. Shot of Curry in the dugout, telling him to swing away. Crowd on its feet.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Ooh, yeah, that was low. Now what do you do? Because his command or his control is just really vanished quickly, like within the last probably 10 pitches.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising since he was a reliever most of the year. God, man, that did take some discipline not to chase some of those.
Yeah, that's a true freshman.
No joke.
Who is this? What number is this?
My goodness. These guys are not swinging at anything a millimeter off the plate. The crowd was not happy with that one.
All right.
Zones have been super tight in the regionals, I feel.
It's been very tight. So Chaplin is the only player in the OVC tournament that had more than one home run.
Who's playing left for LSU right now?
Hold on.
Is it Stanfield or is he in center?
Will Banks is.
Oh, he finally chased.
Yeah. Never mind. That's the Little Rock left fielder.
According
to that broadcast, it says Curiel.
Oh, Curiel. Oh, that's right. Curiel's been their left fielder all year.
I feel like that
Evans reached back and got one more. I think that's got to be it for him.
Yeah, I feel like that was their window.
Oh, we got a little Auburn revenge chat going on. Ex-Auburn players that went to other SEC schools.
What has Stanfield done tonight? He's not in the lineup, is he?
Yeah, I could have sworn we saw him earlier.
He's over 3.
Pull up stat broadcast.
Somebody said Southern's making a rally.
Oh.
Southern has 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. So tying run at the plate. Guys, I'm telling you, if you're a fan of the SEC, you're going to seize the hottest of hot takes. I've already seen some on social media.
Oh, people are going to love this.
This is what would have happened for men's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the SEC would have performed like this in men's basketball, oh.
Well, look, if you think it's bad now, wait till next year once we get through this summer.
Especially if somebody in the SEC doesn't win in football.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't think there's anybody in the Big Ten outside of like Ohio State and Oregon that can win in football, like the national championship.
LSU, maybe. A lot of people
Well,
think.
I mean the Big Ten.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I don't like what the league is trying to do with them in the Big Ten with getting guaranteed bids. That just, sorry. Go earn it. Oh, cool.
Yeah, perfect timing on your part.
What's happened to Baltimore, by the way? I mean, I thought they were set up to be phenomenal for a while, and they fired a manager this year. That's right. Little Rock is the home team here, too.
Yeah, but it just seems like that was their window a moment ago. Bases loaded.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Uh-oh.
That's 2 for him tonight.
Yeah, both have been moonshots too.
Yeah, that one cleared the bleachers. We didn't talk about him much this year. That's Luis Hernandez, just homered for LSU in case you didn't see it. Indiana State transfer. The Rockies have now won 10 games. Congratulations to the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, but how many have they played? Like 60?
Yes.
Jeez. Yeah, when you asked about Baltimore, everybody just said no pitching. No pitching.
I think they've had some injuries happen. I just have not been able to keep up with Major League Baseball for a month or so because of this. But
well,
I'll get right back into it when this is done.
Major League Baseball, like their problem is regionally the game is healthy, like it really is, but nationally it's just like non-existent.
Yeah, like, did you see ESPN?
Yeah, that report came out today that they're leaning towards signing a deal with Apple Plus. Did you see that?
For real?
Yeah.
So that means I've got to get another service to watch games. Well, I've already got season ticket, and I'm paying FanDuel to watch the Braves. And it's expensive, but it's like the one thing I splurge on. And my son loves it. My David will sit and watch games with me for hours.
It's very expensive. I was looking into it and was like, it's like what, 20, 25 a month. It's like, all this stuff adds up.
Yeah. Were we having to talk about ESPN going to $35 a month soon?
Yeah.
Was that hypothetical or was that?
No, that's happening. So I think they tried to go in with like Fox and somebody else, and they were all going to converge together and like come up with their version of an app, and then everybody else backed out of it, and then ESPN said we're still going to go all in and do this. The problem with that is ESPN, they don't have the rights for Major League Baseball, NFL. They got Monday Night Football. That's it. And then NBA is about to go all in on NBC.
Okay.
So it's like you're paying $30, $35, whatever it is, for if you have YouTube TV. Like, why would you want that app?
Yeah, I'm not going to have a choice. I mean, to be in this business, but I mean, if I were but I mean, I guess if you want to watch your team, though, I mean, it's back to where you were 20 years ago, where you had to do pay-per-view. I mean, it's better than that, but you know what I mean?
Football. That was SEC football games pay-per-view. We aren't that far away from those days. I remember those days.
Right.
What platforms do you have, Chris? We have HBO, like the bundle, the Hulu Disney bundle, Netflix, Amazon, and Apple.
I don't know. I'm probably getting screwed on something because I don't have time to think about it. We've got Netflix, we've got Amazon Prime. We might be on a free trial of Apple right now. I don't know if we are. We probably let the trial expire and are paying for it.
Well, you have a 7-day window for free.
I've got ESPN Plus. I've got MLB season ticket, YouTube TV. Yeah, Fubo but Fubo didn't have something I wanted. Don't remember what it was.
Yeah, Fubo is designed for, like, if you're a sports fan, it's like really, really good for you, right?
Oh. LSU's gotten on a strikeout wild pitch. MLB is not forward thinking with anything.
No. Do they still have the policy like nobody can put anything on social media? Like everything has to come from them, like highlights, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's their policy.
Probably because they're historically just brain dead when it comes to promotion and marketing and whatever else.
They're saying Fubo doesn't do Turner Sports. So, like, if you wanted to watch March Madness, you'd be out of luck.
That might be why I didn't take Fubo. So we're really behind the ESPN broadcast? Is it on ESPN Main?
So stat broadcasts.
I guess it is.
I'm one pitch behind.
I'm watching it on the app. I wonder if I get on the streaming channel on ESPN if I'm okay. I'll turn over after the commercial.
I'm on my Xbox. So this is Royals on the mound now. So this is one of the few bullpen arms that they trust. The other one started this game.
Yeah, it feels like it's a good uphill climb. Curiel strikes out.
And LSU winning, Chris Beard goes 0 for 2 today. I saw Chris Beard at the game today.
Oh, really?
He had like 2 or 3 of his staff and a boatload of players.
Wes had just solved Curiel's slump. Interesting. Wes, you follow a lot of baseball, don't you, my man? Not just Oklahoma, I've noticed.
This is the man of the night for LSU.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Did he make the show or just minor league ball?
Tight zone.
People are guessing Dustin May. I don't think the age line's up there. Fry's on again. He might be the guy in the lineup right now that you're most afraid of. Even with Hernandez hitting 2 out tonight.
4 for 4, 4 RBIs, and 1 walk.
Which is strange because I would have thought Dickinson or Monster or Jared Jones this year. Popped his UCL. That's too bad. Wes's dad, that is.
Yeah. It was a different time too.
It was a death sentence then.
I don't like, I asked myself this question so many times. I don't get the blackout. It drives me crazy.
Oh, so dumb. The other thing MLB doesn't do, like, why do you not make the draft a big deal and promote it?
Yeah. And they've changed it so much, like the last 5 to 8 years. Like it's been at different times. They do it during regionals, super regionals. They push it back. I don't know, like they're all over the map.
They finally got it right in 2020. They were going to have the draft at Omaha, which I think would have been tremendous. And then, of course, everything got canceled for COVID. And I don't know why that was good enough to – we're going to try it in 2020, never do it and not go back to it. But that's Major League Baseball for you. And I know it is nuance. I get it. But, like, give it a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to win some fans.
Yeah. I mean, they need all the help they can get with the younger generation. If you're not active on social media, like, I don't know what in the world you're doing. You got to promote your product. Like, when I was growing up, like, I knew everything about the Braves, Major League Baseball. Like, I could tell you people's, like, social security numbers. Like, I was all in. I was dialed in. Not the case anymore. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of young kids.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of good questions, by the way.
Video games have helped with kids a little bit too, by the way.
It has.
But
the show and all that. They need to bring back the college baseball game, by the way. I miss that one. They had it for 2 years, and I played it all the time.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I thought they were bringing that back.
No, I think it's on the show. There's like 5 college programs that you can be.
Yeah.
Like you play the tail end of your college career, then you get drafted.
Right.
And do all that.
Actually, my son does have that. He does. Okay. I saw him playing that the other day.
I know LSU is one of the programs. I forget the other ones. I'm sure somebody in the chat will tell us. Somebody asked my favorite low mid-major ballpark. I'll tell you, he's got a nice one. Tress is Louisiana Tech. The Love Shack is legit. It's nice.
Oh, yeah?
Well, their old one got torn down by the tornado, so they built a very nice fancy one. So did Jacksonville State. Same thing happened. Tornado hit it. Jacksonville State built a new one. Best place to eat in an SEC town. He said he's introduced Byron Smokehouse to so many non-Auburn people. I've been to Byron Smokehouse. It is good. What's your answer to that? How many SEC towns have you had a meal in, Chris?
A few, but it's been so long. I just don't travel much anymore.
Well, I've been to every SEC town a lot, except I've only been to Norman once. Restaurant Tyler in Starkville at Mississippi State is phenomenal. so it's taste and Starkville. There's so many places in Baton Rouge, like too many places to name in Baton Rouge. Same in Athens. Athens, you can just walk around downtown and you'll probably more than likely find a good spot.
Yeah, our 90% of our eating is done between eating out. Sonic, Culver's, Chick-fil-A, and I'm missing one, but really those three.
Obies is good in Oxford. I had it yesterday. The originals in Starkville. It just kind of depends. Like if you go with a baseball team, like you really get a good sense of certain spots because you're there the longest. Like you get there on Thursday and you're there until Sunday. Basketball, like you're in and out. You get there the day before at like 6 or 7, go to the hotel, and then you just kind of figure it out.
What's the Miami Southern Miss score?
It's 5-2. They're in the bottom of the ninth. Southern Miss has 1 out, 1 on.
How many times has Southern Miss been to Omaha?
Once, 2008. That's when they had. Do you remember B.A. Volmuth?
Mm-mm.
That was their stud. I'm pretty sure he was a relatively high pick. So yeah, 08. Reed Krill says nothing good in Knoxville. No, there's good places in Knoxville. Just don't go to Calhoun's. That's the tourist trap. Everybody talks about Calhoun's.
That's on the river, correct?
Yeah. Ooh, so this is the Mississippi State transfer on the mound for Little Rock now.
Which one?
Haley. He threw like less than 10 innings at Mississippi State. He's from about 50 minutes up the road from me in South Haven. Yep, Wright's Barbecue in Fayetteville's good. Been there. No, Wes, he's enormous. He looks like an offensive tackle. 280 is correct.
Are we back to the the game itself? Because what I'm watching Dave Neal and Ben McDonald talk to each other.
Yeah, LSU has the bases loaded and 2 outs.
What? Is there a pitching change going on? Like, how am I so far behind?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what I did. I recorded this game and I hit the recording. That's what happened. I switched from the app to the I'm like, I'm going to go to the TV broadcast because I wonder if the app is behind the TV.
Southern Miss hit a home run.
Really? So what's the score now?
It's 5-4. There's 2 outs.
Good grief.
Now we're in a commercial break.
Okay, I turned over Southern Miss anyway. What do you think about these Miami uniforms?
Let me see them. I mean, they've had those uniforms forever.
I like it. I just don't like the lettering.
You don't like the old English M like the
No.
Tigers?
Hate it.
Why?
Just do.
What do you think of the Tigers hat?
Oh, not a huge fan either.
You might be alone on that island. Just you, just swimming by yourself.
Probably. I'm not a big fan of letters as logos either. Like, that's so uncreative. Unless
Wes,
it's like the Yankees, which is just iconic. But
yeah, Yankees are an iconic. Wes says Miami is the best college baseball unis of all time. I don't know. I think there's some really, really good ones. Kid from Southern just lost his bat. Ended up in the stands.
yeah. I see a lot of this grip stuff now that they spray on their gloves, batting gloves.
Yeah, if you never use it, that stuff is so sticky. Like it is.
I feel like that's a new thing.
It is. I'd say like within the past 3 years. By the way, Evans is in for LSU.
Still. Oh, there goes Southern Miss. Did Miami? Yeah, Miami won game 1 because it beat Alabama. Gosh, so Miami or Louisville is going to the College World Series. Another thing no one had.
They're dogpiling.
When's the last time Miami won a regional?
It's been a minute. They were in the regional when Ole Miss won it all in 2022. They were in the regional. I think they hosted.
Oh, they beat. Did Miami host Southern Miss last year? Did Miami Mississippi State? Excuse me. Am I dreaming that?
No, State went to Virginia last year.
That's right. And it was an East Coast ACC school.
Oh, yeah. How ironic is that now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, what TV channel is LSU on now? At the moment.
The Deuce, ESPN2.
I feel like I just tried that.
Something happened with their catcher.
There we go. No, I'm getting Southern Miss. I'm just going to go back to the app. It may be behind, but gosh, the left side of the bracket right now, Louisville, Miami, Florida State, North Carolina, all in the top quadrant of the left side. I'm sorry, North Carolina's not in that grouping, but
is this going to be like a 2008 Fresno State, 2016 Coastal Carolina type year?
Man, all bets are off at this point. I've decided I know nothing about college baseball after this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, Case and Evans gives up hard contact there.
Rick H is with you, Chris. He says old English lettering should be outlawed.
I hate it.
James, not everybody. Auburn's about to make the switch from Under Armour to Nike this summer.
We about to get an Anthony Ianson here?
Probably, since he's at 104 pitches.
Yeah, Jay Johnson looks like he's just teetering on the edge of the. Oh, he's getting another batter. What's going? Where are you in the count here?
He hasn't fired a pitch yet.
Okay, so now I'm ahead of you.
Sammy Harris never started in the OVC tournament. He had like 3 pinch hits.
So we got Einstein and Chase Shores. Interesting. I don't. Chase Shores wouldn't be the guy to pitch in this spot. He just doesn't throw enough strikes. And this team, if you're not in the zone, they are not swinging. But, I mean, I guess you need more than one guy up at this point. Oh, my goodness. We've got a little something going now. Oh, that was a good pitch, too. Nothing wrong with that. Just to put the bat on it and see where it goes. This has got, I'm trying to find Evans's season pitch counts. And the LSU website is not cooperating at the moment. So if anybody's got that, let me know. He's in for another hitter.
I'll try to find it.
Oh, good play.
That's a slow first baseman trying to head to third base.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, terrible bunt.
93 is the season high.
Okay,
May
well,
the 4th, Texas A&M.
We're 109 now. Okay, I think we're getting it now. Yeah. I'm guessing we get Einstein. I would be shocked if he goes to Shores. It's Einstein.
Well, he's the difference in the game. Like
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Well, when he entered, they were down, right? Yeah. So they were down 4 runs when he entered, and he just shut them down. 12 strikeouts, 8 in a row, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, if LSU gets past this, 20 years from now, every time Casey Evans is in Baton Rouge, he will not be purchasing his own dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Super chat.
Yep. God, but between this and the roster change next year to me is going to be really fascinating because that's 6 fewer teams that the powerhouses can hoard on a roster and redshirt or stash away not to play or whatever happens. And that talent is going to go straight to the Little Rocks of the world.
Yeah. Somewhere where they're going to play.
Or maybe a step up from that, and then it filters down, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, or John, excuse me, you do for sure. I mean, so the SEC is getting one team in Omaha. From there, who knows? I'm out of guesses at this point. Not that we'll quit. Not that we'll quit trying, but take our stuff with a grain of salt at this point. But I think we're in good company there.
Yeah, James, this is the conversation. I think, was it last night? I can't remember.
It's not scholarships. It's roster spots, isn't it?
I think it is scholarships.
Oh, really? But I don't. think you can have more than 34 on the roster, correct?
No, remember they this is like the new big rule they changed. I'm trying to remember. Like Keith Carter had like a Q&A, and I was in the room, and this is what he was talking about. So, but the odds of every team like around the country, like nobody, like you have a set number, right? And you have a max amount for football, baseball, basketball, like all of them.
Yeah. See, West is saying what I was thinking. Kids just want to play. They'll go play in Butte, Montana if they can get a spot on the team.
Yeah, but the trick is, like you see it, you have to balance it all. Like you have to have X number for football, men's basketball, baseball. Like you're not gonna have everybody have max full scholarships for baseball.
Oh, what are we doing here? Oh, okay. Are you behind me?
Wow, he scored.
I don't know what the guy at third was doing, but he did score, and almost had that was a big turnaround second. I don't know what he was thinking.
Okay, he hasn't played a ton.
He was looking right at him.
He just stopped.
There was no stop sign for sure. I mean, the coach couldn't have. I think he just froze.
Yeah, he did freeze. Wow. Ooh. Who's at the plate? Henry. Henry had a good OVC tournament.
Yeah, see, I think Reed is thinking what a lot of kids are going to think. You have so many kids playing travel ball their whole life. Heinsohn has gone to 3-0.
I think you take the next two.
I think you take at least one. That's ball. Oh, no, that's a strike. Where are we in the lineup here? I'll answer one question.
This is the number 2 hitter.
Oh, we have another bat that went flying.
Boy, head on a swivel. Jeez.
I mean, good thing the dugout is so far away. Does LSU have the most foul territory in the league?
It looks enormous, doesn't it?
It does. Gosh, this LSU crowd just looks nervous beyond belief.
So Henry, he had 7 RBIs the first 2 games of the OVC tournament. Like he was money.
Oh boy. Henry thought he was going to first and got rung up. I don't think you could have located a pitch any better than what Heinsohn just did. I mean, that was inside corner at the knees. And that's why this kid is, like, every time I see a draft ranking, I don't know if that was a strike or not, but it got the call. Hernandez is not good at framing.
It's hard to, all these angles I'm getting, it's just so hard to tell. Is this Geck?
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to have a review. I think he was out. I think they're asking for it.
Might as well.
Well, the reason I say it is that the game tracker, which is ahead of the broadcast, has not rolled over from 2 outs and 2 on. Oh, man. Yeah, he's out. I believe that one is going to stand.
Yeah.
Oh, someone says his foot was off. Oh, my goodness. Boy, that's going to be close. I think his foot's on the bag.
Yeah. It looks on to me.
I don't know how his foot would be off the bag the way he stretched. Well, game tracker is not turned over yet. I mean, I don't know why it's taking so long. To me, it looks like the ball is in the glove and the foot is on the bag. Yeah. It was close, but it seemed like it was clear.
Agreed.
Okay, it turned over. So, end of 8, 7-6.
Yeah, that strike call was a game changer.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was the right call or not, but on the strike 3, but chances against Oregon State. I don't know. I haven't watched either. I mean, there's the scouts will love that series.
Yes,
between
they will.
Arnold and Arquette and Caraway, and
that's one of the few regionals where both ones made it out, and you match up with a number 1 seed in their home regional. It's a long way to go. My goodness, from Tallahassee to Corvallis.
I don't think there's a direct flight there, probably.
Like, to me, Florida State is more top heavy with Arnold and Alex. Oregon State might be the more complete team. But, I mean, who knows? With what we've seen this weekend, you never know. Roderick is asking when we're going to start the previews.
For the supers, maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, we'll see. Big man Bruce Pearl, you got to remember Jay's on Eastern time zone, so my guess is Jay's passed out for the night.
Did Jay also have softball tonight?
Yeah, I think did he say he's going to Cleveland, Tennessee? He's going somewhere.
That rings a bell.
If you don't know, his daughter is like a legitimate softball prospect.
She's going to be playing somewhere, quite possibly in the SEC in a couple of years. And I'm pretty sure I know where.
Does that rhyme with Tennessee?
It rhymes with Auburn. I'm too tired to make a clever crack.
I'll say this: that's what Auburn needs, no joke. So they for softball they had Maddie Penta, who was incredible, 4-year starter. Now she's pitching professionally, and so they need an ace. And Auburn's one of those teams. They got a brand new coaching staff. It's a husband-wife duo.
Is Oregon State final, by the way?
Yeah, it's been final.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, they had one of the early games.
Yeah, that makes no sense. You actually have more ones-on-ones than I would have thought. Florida State, Oregon State, Coastal Auburn, Tennessee, Arkansas. Gosh, we're going to have UTSA, UCLA, Murray State, or Duke is one of the last 4 standing.
Yeah.
And if LSU gets there, you're going to have LSU, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Arkansas coming opposite of that.
Yeah, it's wild.
And then you'll have, let's see, Carolina, Arizona, Coastal, and Auburn. You know, you get 2 of those. I mean, for all the upsets, it could be a pretty competitive Omaha field still. Like a lot of
I agree.
Power teams there.
Well, name brands.
Right. I mean, you could have Florida State, Miami, or Oregon State. They're probably just as big a brand. North Carolina, Auburn or Coastal, Tennessee or Arkansas, maybe LSU. UCLA's, I guess, still a name, obviously.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't bring anybody, though.
No. Super start Friday, correct? And there'll be a staggered start with some start Saturday?
Yeah, all over the weekend. No Thursdays.
Yeah.
And Lawless, yes. Husband, wife coaches, like co-head coaches, that is starting to be more and more common in softball. You can't get to Corvallis from anywhere.
Have you been to Corvallis?
I've been to Portland and I've been to Eugene. I've not been to Corvallis.
I've been to all, but it's been a minute.
Whatever interstate that is, they are all literally right off the interstate. It's like a straight line.
Yeah. That's a beautiful part of the country.
It is.
We getting a pitching change?
Pitching mound visit. Is it still? Yeah, it's still Haley, the state transfer. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Little Rock hasn't pitched Klein, unless he just like can't give it a go for some reason.
Who was in the pen just there? They just showed the names and I didn't see it.
They both start with B's.
Ice, tell me a little bit more. What's that one about? Watching Spirit? Yeah, Reed, you didn't deserve that. this is a pretty nice channel if you're new to it. We treat each other well here. I think that's part of the attraction. Yeah, tell me what that's about, please. Oh, did Bear just get one? Bear just got one. Not by much. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have seen the promos for that, but have not had time to watch yet. But I will. Although the kid dying from cancer, those are hard for me to watch. Once you have kids,
yeah, it is
like
tough.
my tolerance for things that I would watch before and have a hard time watching now is different than it was when I was no kids.
That's fair. Same with have you heard about this show called The Pit on HBO? It's a hospital show. It's like people talked about it a lot and it's very well received. But like that show came out when like my wife and I we were in the ER a lot. And when you're in the hospital and when you're in the ER a lot and it literally is life or death, the last thing I want to do is to go home and sit down and watch a show about life in the ER.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, Roderick says he's driving from Dallas Fort Worth to Tampa.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
So that's going to be, I've been Nashville to Dallas. That's a good, I think, 15, maybe 12. It's a long way. And then from here to Tampa is, gosh, maybe that again. I guess, I don't know how the drive would be. Where you would go through. Or would you go down to Louisiana maybe and go across 10? That might be it.
Who knows? Hope you got a lot of podcasts or books to listen to.
Me?
No, just that drive.
Oh yeah, yeah. The last time I made that drive, when I was a different line of work, I was driving from Dallas back home, and it was post Katrina. It was probably a good, oh man, what month was Katrina?
What month?
I
think August or September.
I think this was like a year later, and I'd like heard that a lot of stuff hadn't opened. Let me tell you, I found out the hard way because there were no motels. I was planning to drive to, I don't know, border of Texas to get a little distance between. I wanted to drive a few hours, and man, I kept driving and driving and driving. There was nothing for hours, and I ended up driving straight from Dallas to Nashville because I couldn't find a place.
Yeah.
But like by the time they were open again, it was like daybreak. And it's like, well, now what's the point? I'm in Birmingham, and oh, that was misery.
Man, I can't imagine.
I remember driving through Hattiesburg at like 3 a.m, and like there's no cars for miles either way on the interstate.
Yeah, I passed through Hattiesburg many times. Boy, Dallas to Atlanta, that's a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, some of these states, you don't realize how big they are until you got to drive through them. Like Pennsylvania is one of those. Oh, I've had to drive through Pennsylvania. sticking with Haley, but I mean they probably don't have
they
much
just in the
left.
runner. Sanfield hesitated, and it almost cost him, but they didn't throw home. Not that they had a play by that point, but okay. So now we're 10-6.
Yeah, this is night. What a game for Hernandez.
You drove from Johnson City to LA. Oh my goodness. That is, I guess you would go through Texas, or would you? How would you go? Yeah, that would make sense.
That is putting miles on the vehicle.
How many overnights, Bruce? I got to know. Yeah, Hayden says epic comeback. I think with Einstein on the mound, I don't like Whitlock's chances. Yeah, he was locating.
Jeez, Memphis to LA, 23 and a half hours.
That would be going straight through the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, which also is no fun. No offense to our Arkansas people here, but I-40 through Arkansas, not ideal.
I'm going to be I-40 is my least favorite interstate. It like going to Nashville, brutal.
There's nothing. Yeah, that drive is very boring. Well, do you cut up the little highways into like the middle of West Tennessee to get there, or do you just go straight to the interstate to do that? How do you do that drive?
When I go to Nashville, I go
because there's a lot of ways from Oxford to Nashville. I think.
Yeah, I just think the most efficient. Like I hate doing the 2-lane. I don't like a lot of people do the 2-lane like up to like Jackson, Tennessee, and then get on I-40. I just go. There's like a relatively new road on the outskirts of Memphis, and it's all 4-lane. Also, like nowadays, there's a flight from Tupelo to Nashville, which is great. Contour, okay. If you want to be a sponsor, Contour Airlines, I use you all the time.
Yeah, I-40 through Arkansas is the worst thing I've ever driven on.
Well, it's just the 18-wheelers. That's why I don't like it.
I don't remember anything good about it. But
they're so aggressive. Big man Bruce Pearl, are you from Memphis? My sister lives in Memphis, and my brother-in-law. They've been there for over a decade now.
You know, the drive I made this summer that I really loved was we went into Salt Lake, and we were going up to Vancouver. So we drove through, Utah, Idaho, Oregon. And the drive through Idaho and Eastern Oregon, I had no idea. Did we talk about this the other night?
Beautiful. It's a beautiful drive.
It's a desert.
Really?
It's like a mountainous desert. I had no clue. It is the weirdest thing because I've been to the other side of Oregon, and it's like a forest. But like it was 113 degrees when we were there.
What's the prettiest drive you've had?
It's been a while, but going up I-5, starting from San Fran on up into Oregon and Washington and just over the border is incredible.
Mm-hmm. I want to do what Will said, the desert in Utah and Nevada. Like I'm sure the sunsets. I'm sure Wyoming is great too. For me, I think the answer is would be the PCH in California.
Yeah, I think they're parallel. They're a few dozen miles apart, maybe.
Yeah.
But I've never been to Western Wyoming. I've been to the eastern part a bunch because I went to watch my nephew play football in Wyoming a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been west. I would love to do that. Yeah, Kansas, Nebraska's done that one a few times.
Yeah. Let me guess, going to Omaha.
Yeah, and also we've driven to Colorado a few times.
Yeah. I'll say this. When I drove to Omaha, Nebraska and Iowa is exactly what I pictured it would look like, especially Iowa.
Yeah.
Lots of cornfields.
Yep. Omaha and Lincoln are nice, though. Lincoln's a really underrated town. I've spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. Well, since they jack up the hotel prices so much in Omaha, I had to stay in Lincoln, like with my family and everything, when we went to the World Series.
Check this out. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. That sounds like a long day right there.
Nice catch.
OKC to Boston, no stops. What did you like? If you had to go to the bathroom, what'd you do?
That's what I wonder. I'll tell you another pretty drive. If you go up on what is the interstate that runs through the middle of Virginia, going north? 81, maybe. Do that one in the fall. That's beautiful. I want to see the Black Hills again. I saw it, but it's been a long time. The Badlands and all that. See, that's the kind of drive that just fascinates me. Just doing that for hours on end with just open road and space.
What if somebody's tuning in right now? Like, what are these guys talking about?
If you're just tuning in, we talk baseball all the time, but boy, we have talked baseball nonstop for like 2 weeks now. Well, more than that, but anyway.
Little Rock with the old school sidearm pitcher. Beasley. Yeah, Will, you're not wrong. He says we're punch drunk from 4 days of nonstop late baseball.
Yeah. My sleep is all screwed up too now.
Yeah, mine's been screwed up for about 4 months.
Yeah, you have
I have a 4
well, we both have valid reasons. They're just different. Derek Carril's slump continues.
Yeah, they're walking Fry. I don't blame them.
Yeah, Fry's the hottest hitter on that team.
I feel like every time I've looked up, he's been at the plate.
Early thoughts on Arkansas, Tennessee. That's going to be a war. By the way, this my camera might end this prematurely. I'm getting the 5-minute battery warning.
You're running out of juice.
Yeah, I had a charger plugged in, but I think it's out of juice too.
Uh-oh. I think it's going to be a battle too, that Super Regionals. So the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. I don't think it's going to be as chippy as everybody thinks it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, how about we call the election here?
Let's do it.
I'll wake up in the morning and see how this ends, and if it's different, we'll have another live stream. But my camera's going to run out of battery, so we will do. I think we'll do something at 10 in the morning. We were going to hit the Brian O'Connor hire. If you want to join me for that, and maybe just recap all this again. And we'll be back. We'll do predictions this week. I'm going to guess we'll get those out Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, depending on schedules. Probably tomorrow. And we'll be back at it Friday, Saturday, Sunday with reactions. And I guess Monday too, maybe. Getting draft coverage ready, by the way. I want to do a live stream for the draft this year. at least for the first few rounds. Reed got in his parting shot. Reed, thanks for joining us. I don't remember seeing you here before, but getting a lot of new faces. Really enjoying this. I think it's a lot of work, but I've just enjoyed the chat. We get a lot of nice people here. We built a little community, and you just not a lot beats talking baseball with your friends, right? Graham's deep in thought.
Well, I got distracted. I did not realize that Kevin O'Sullivan released a statement.
Yeah, it was a nothing. It was a quasi apology.
Gotcha.
Take a little bit of responsibility, get your point across, and move on.
Sorry, I just now saw that.
Yeah. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
No
God
doubt.
bless you. We got a lot of baseball to go. We're here for it. You're here for it. And if you're just tuning in, we're not trying to short you LSU, but it's getting late, and my camera is going to die any minute now. So anyway, congratulations to Tennessee, to LSU, and to Ole Miss and Oklahoma on really good seasons, even though it didn't turn out the way you wanted it today. All right, thank you again for being here. God bless you. Have a great night. For Graham Doty, Chris Lee, thanks for watching us here at Southeastern 16.